we're going to start things off. Mariah, you got some words for us? I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. Good morning, Unity of Walnut Creek. How's everybody doing? Please rise in body or spirit. We're going to take that song and we're going to take it up a notch. And so glad to have you all here. Glad to have you online. It's a beautiful day and we are getting more and more free. I'm going to count it off. I forgot that. 1, 2. 1, 2. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. You are free. You are unlimited. Right now, right now. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. You are free. You are unlimited. Right now, right now. Here's a new part. I'm free. I'm free. Yes, I am. I'm free right now, right now. I'm free, I'm free. I'm free right now. Now you can do those parts, get a part. You are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now, right now. I'm free, I'm free. Sing either part. I'm free right now, right now. I'm free, I'm free. I'm free right now. I am free, I am unlimited right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited right now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carolyn Jansen. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek.
And my name is Carl. I'm glad to see everybody here this morning. Thank you.
And we want to greet and bless everyone who's watching online. Thank you so much for joining us. Your presence adds so much to our service. Thank you.
Lisa and Tyler are our featured musicians. And they are joined by Dusty on bass and Daniel on drums. Thanks all four of you for bringing all this music to us today. I guess we switched positions here. I played the Carolyn role on that one.
I noticed.
I'll just do this one then.
They didn't notice, but it's okay.
Reverend Kristen will be delivering today's message titled The Law of Expansion. And this is the third in a 6-part series and on the Create Laws series that that she's doing for us.
And before we begin, I invite you to turn your cell phones to off or so they won't vibrate and make sounds, and so we can enjoy this sacred time together.
And now let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land, and we are grateful to the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and for those who stewarded these lands before us. We commit to taking care not only of these sacred grounds, but all of Mother Earth. Unity is a positive path. I keep taking Carolyn's parts. The trouble is you do the 9:30, you do it all, and then you just get too egotistical. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and our vision for the world is, and let's say this together, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we have come here to be. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
Invite the ushers to come forward. If you are with us for the first time, welcome. And if you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. Welcome. Glad to see you. And if you are new and didn't, I've got some others over here, Mike or Richard.
The family. Wonderful.
There we go. Great. Good to see everybody. We invite you to join us for coffee on across the patio in our book center and get a chance to meet us. We look forward to talking to you.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer packet and also in the pocket in front of you. And these are for anyone. And with this card, you can submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information, so please place your cards in the basket later in the service. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
Well, we have several activities to highlight this week.
To start with, let's watch a video from Carrie Jahin Guadalupe about an upcoming workshop.
Hello, Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Carrie Jahan Guadalupe, and on August 25th, I'm offering a workshop at Unity on light language. Light language is a multidimensional, channeled language that is medicinal in nature. So it functions as an energy healing modality that helps us clear out traumas and belief systems and helps us to orient to our next level of wellness. So at the workshop, I will be giving a much more detailed explanation of light language and then a series of transmissions. And in between transmissions, there's lots of time to share your experience, ask questions, and just be together. I'm excited to be coming. If you have any questions between now and August 25th, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Many blessings.
Reverend Kristen will tell you more about her experience with Carrie's light language workshop during her talk today.
And next, I'd like to invite Ben and Cindy to come up and tell us about an event coming up.
Aloha, blessings, and namaste. I'm Ben Cabal.
And I am Cindy from Zen and Bloom Sacred Gathering. We have a very special event coming up Saturday, August 31st. Mark your calendars, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's right here on campus. It's called the Summer of Love.
And then we have our talented mystic, Jan, performing live music right here, right on the patio.
And our high vibe tribal drum circle will be led by Rico. I Am Affirmations Meditation by Carol, Breathwork by Paul, and Master Will and Ben will co-create Tai Chi and Qigong practice.
Right. And then our extraordinary Cindy will be doing her sound healing. We also have a healing hut and yoga, a restorative yoga right here in the lawn that we'll be practicing. And then a delicious, heartwarming dinner served by the men's group. And remember to dress to impress. And just in 60s style, and remember you'll get a gift, and you'll be ready to prepare for some dancing and to have some fun.
The funny thing is, Carol and I have been around long enough. We were actually in San Francisco during the original Summer of Love. No other comments.
We looked a little different then. Okay, where are we, Carl?
I'm right here.
Okay.
So Unity is wrapping up this year's outdoor concert series, which has been fantastic. Thank you, you two guys. With a night of sometimes cool and sometimes hot music of jazz, and this says grooviness, and I said, I just can't do grooviness. That just doesn't, it's not Carl, not for this topic. And it'll be on Saturday, September 7th. You can dance on the patio with the irresistible jazz, funk, and R&B sounds of the powerful trio featuring our favorite, and one of my personal favorites, Simon Russell, who often is here at the piano during Sundays. And these guys have done a concert here already this year, right? Yeah. Along with Paul Brannon and Wilson Brooks. So bring your picnic, dinner, and beach chairs or a blanket. And sorry, no dogs are allowed at a picnic event. Reserve your seats in the bookstore or on our website. You can also celebrate Carolyn's and my wedding anniversary that day. No cards, just presents will be. I did want to add just a quick note. The board meeting that is usually the fourth Sunday of the month for different reasons will be the first, Wednesday of the month will be the first Wednesday of September, starting at 6:15-ish.
And for more information and registration for all of our events, please see our website, and you can visit our welcome table for flyers.
And now, as we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We will begin with music, followed by a guided meditation and silence.
If an acorn becomes a tree, what will I be? If a river becomes the sea, where am I going? As my life unfurls in the shape that it's meant to be, I surrender to a deeper knowing. I choose peace. I choose love. From my choices unfold the mysteries that I know not of. I step outside of my comfort zone. I look within and find myself home. If an acorn becomes a tree, what will I be? If a river becomes the sea, where am I going? As my life unfurls in the shape that it's meant to be, I surrender to a deeper knowing. If an acorn becomes a tree, what will I be?
So let us breathe in the question posed in this beautiful song. miracles that are all around me in nature, in the world, upon this earth. Show me that it's natural to expand, to become. Step into my potential. Just as that little acorn perhaps begins by knowing not what it might become, by slowly cracking open, letting the light in and out. Growing steady, sometimes by leaps and bounds. This too is us. Opening now in the presence of the divine, opening, letting the light in, the light out. Growing right now in this very moment from the beginning of meditation to the end. Having exposed more of the truth of our being. Having become more of the potential that we have come here to be. Every moment an opportunity, an evolution. Every moment a greater knowing of who we are by our choice. So let us make the choice now to make the connection with Spirit in the silent time. To know that we have and move and grow our being. The very presence of love and light, and that we are made of these very substances. If an acorn becomes a tree, a mighty oak, imagine what I might be just by sitting in the love and the light that is here now. And so let's do exactly that in the silence. Every breath can be an invocation to the life breath of Spirit to move through us. Every beat of our heart, an invitation for divine love to be known through us. Putting just a little attention and energy in this direction can do so very much to propel us into possibility, into the potential that is here for us. Yes, indeed, if an acorn becomes a mighty oak, what can you become? What are you becoming? So much more maybe than your imagination knows at this time. So we open, we invoke Spirit, we invite it into our hearts to fill us, to expand far beyond the borders of body and mind. And so it is.
If an acorn becomes a tree, what will I be? If a river becomes the sea, where am I going? As my life unfurls in the shape that it's meant to be, I surrender to a deeper knowing. If an acorn becomes a tree, what will I be? Start that again. There we go. Spring is coming like the dawn. Trees awaken to the song. It's almost time to start anew. In the mystery of the night, see the days return to light and feel that sun breaking through. I'm waking up like the leaves on the tree. I want to spread my wings, want to fly on the breeze, want to set the stars on fire, set the stars on fire. Ooh, 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 ooh. Spring is opening like a rose, a song of life to all that grows. So now it's time to let it fly. parents, children, everyone, hear the promise of the sun and feel that light breaking through. I'm waking up like the leaves on the trees. Time to break out of my shell and be free. I want to spread my wings, want to fly on the breeze, want to set the stars on fire, set the stars on fire, set the stars on fire, set the stars on fire. Deep in our hearts, there's a flame burning bright. So there's no need for fear in the dark of the night. We can dance with the moon as we shine our own light. We can set the stars on fire, set the stars on So come with me, flying free, and we'll set the stars on fire.
Not only was it beautiful, but she wrote it. And shared it with us today for the very first time in public. Thank you, Lisa. Beautiful. We are so blessed, aren't we? Wow, you all expanded and multiplied since we started this service. That's good. You're right on cue because it's the law of expansion today. So first I want to start out by saying thank you again. Some of you are new here and you don't know what this congregation did this past spring. The congregation had the courage and the faith to step out and to commemorate 7 years of my service here as minister to take a 3-month sabbatical. And you know, you never know what's going to happen. Certainly we did know it was going to be, or we hoped it would be a time of rest and renewal, which it was. But I just have to thank you from the bottom of my heart once again, because what it also did for me was expanded my spiritual understanding of who I am. And that's no small feat. That's no small thing that happens, you know, for us. We can't plan that necessarily. I mean, we can pray for it and wish for it and affirm it and keep doing the work and keep working the laws and see what happens. But having some spaciousness to explore new ways and new things and new thoughts and new places really helped ignite that in me. So thank you again for that gift. So one of the things that happened was I went to Egypt, as many of you know. I met some new friends who invited me to something at Mount Shasta in June. And at the end of that experience, I went to this workshop with Carrie Jehan Guadalupe, who you heard about a little bit earlier if you were here, who's coming next Sunday to share the same workshop, or it won't be exactly the same, of course, but the basic idea of the light language that she channels. So this light language is something, it seems to me, fairly emergent on the planet right now, part of our evolution. There are various dialects, different ways it comes forth for people. And what it does kind of consistently is it bypasses our egos because our minds aren't engaged in some kind of making meaning. And it allows us to heal, to release things, to awaken to things. Different forms of light language and channelers will connect with us in different ways. This particular one just was absolutely profound for me. So I was thrilled when I went up to Carrie and said, by the way, where do you live? I'd love for you to come and be with my community and give a workshop. She said, oh, I'm in Sacramento. I was like, all right. So we got her signed up, and I think you'll really enjoy her. So anyway, I wanted to tell you a little bit about that because it's in the context of what today's talk is about, and which is the law of expansion. The law of expansion, by its very essence, is really about the fact that creation, by its nature, expands. You know, we are, as creation, all of creation, by its nature expands. That's really the law, but I've expounded a little bit more to say what happens for us, how do we work the law. So let's take a look. As I recognize who I am, my divine essence expands into lived experience. So that's a key, is the recognition of who we are. And that's what happened to me in that workshop, is that I heard, you have no idea who you are. And then through a series of movements my body was guided to do and visions that I had, I got to step into more of who I am. And it was so potent and powerful, and I know this is true for all of us, that we are much vaster, much more full, much more powerful, much more filled with light and love, and have much greater potential than we could ever know. We talk about this all the time. We get glimpses of it. We step into pieces of it. This was just a really pronounced experience. So the law of expansion is always happening for us if we, as all of these spiritual laws is true, if we work it. It's happening, it's out there, right? The law of gravity is always available to us on the physical plane in the same way. The spiritual laws are always there, they're always happening. It's just when we awaken to them and we engage them and then we say, oh, how do I work this law? And this is how we work this law. You're going to expand no matter what. We're going to evolve no matter what in some way, somehow, right? We can do it kicking and screaming. We can do it through a lot of trauma and a lot of things that then need to be cleaned up and healed. Or we could do it in a way that has more peace and harmony and joy and potential in it that is more of a flow. So, and it doesn't say in the flow, in the divine path, that we won't have challenges. It's not like life, ceases to be life on earth. There will always be challenges because that's part of how we grow and evolve. It's our skills and how we meet it because we are connected to the divine, when we are connected to the divine, when we are remembering who we are. So this law of expansion is part of, first let's say it's part of our Unity mission statement here at Unity of Walnut Creek. Our Unity mission statement is we are a loving, inclusive community. We say this every week. Expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. If you've ever wondered, well, what do we really mean by expanding our divinity? We're going to look into that a little bit more today. So this is part, as was mentioned a couple times, part of a bigger series. If you're just joining us today, just to give you a little context, this is our series lineup. So we have one more slide for that. So the law of co-creation. And these all connect with our unity principles beautifully. So this whole series is really about principle number 3, co-create life. And I'm pointing over here, if you don't know, those are paintings of each of the principles. And the first one, the C, the law of co-creation, we talked about this partnership with spirit, right? So the first law, the first principle is that there is an allness of God. There is a God, goddess, spirit, whatever you want to call it. There is an allness, a permeating source in the universe. And so we partner with that. We connect with that. In principle number 2, we recognize that there is divine I am inside of us. in the second part of the creation laws, we're drawing, so the third principle we're drawing from these first two principles, that law of resonance says when I'm aligned with that divine I am in me, resonance is not only alignment, but it's an amplification that happens once we are in alignment, once we are in rhythm with spirit. There is an amplified effect to that. So the law of expansion, today's law, is very similar to the law of resonance, but a little bit different. And so we're going to look at that as we expand out, as we step into this way in which we have come to be that is very natural, which is to recognize that we are always expanding. You've heard it said that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. More than likely, you've heard that at some point. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And so by spiritual law, we recognize that that is so true, that is the whole experience here is about remembering that truth, that I'm a spiritual being. I'm having a human experience, which is not a less than, I'm having a human experience. It's a privilege, it's an opportunity to be here on earth having a human experience. But to keep remembering, first and foremost, I'm a spiritual being, changes everything. So in 1957, there was a group of monks in Thailand who had to move. You've maybe heard me or someone else tell this story before. They had to move this huge Buddhist statue that was made of clay, kind of a plastery clay, from one location to another. And in the process of moving it, a piece fell off. And one of the monks noticed when he shone a light, because it was getting dark out, that the light shone back at him. And so he got very curious to see what it was that had fallen off and what was being revealed. And what he saw looked like shiny metal, shiny gold metal. So he started to chisel a little bit more away to see. And pretty soon the other monks joined him, and they had uncovered a 5.5-ton golden Buddha that was worth millions of dollars. And they come to understand over time, as they look back at history, that about 200 years before that, the monks of that same order were under attack by the Burmese army that was coming through, and they knew that their precious golden Buddha would be stolen. And so they got really busy covering it with clay and plaster. And so it was this, out of fear of the stealing, it was covered up, and then in this moment, the truth was being revealed. And so how often is it that in our lifetimes we add, a little clay, a little, especially this area, right? A little plaster, a little more plaster, and right on the back, just in case somebody doesn't have our back, right? We do a lot of extra caking on of plastering up out of fear that somehow we'll get hurt, somehow the good, the difficult, the bad, the things that we're afraid of will get in. But guess what? We block out too when we do this. And when we uncover, then, when we let go, we realize, oh my gosh, I'm gold. I have this immense value within myself that I've been covering up. And so that is the truth that gets revealed for us. What brings us to the place of discovery, what brought the monk to the place of discovery, what's the key there is curiosity, right? There was curiosity, there was desire, there was motivation. And that's the key for all of us to uncover this gold, this immense value that we have, is to be curious about our spirituality, is to be desiring to know more of it, is to feel a motivation for our spiritual lives. And so it can't be compartmentalized, for I think a long time in our history, we've compartmentalized our spirituality to Sunday morning. So Sunday morning I'll go and I'll do the right thing and I'll whatever it is that we've culturally put upon ourselves. And then we go out and we have a fight with our spouse and we're mean to our children and we, kick somebody's tire. I don't know, that's actually not that. We do some road rage thing, So whatever it is that we do when we act out, right, when things aren't going the way we want them to, we've forgotten, of course, who we are. And we can remember once again, and that having that motivation, that desire, that curiosity is the key. So just asking ourselves, how curious am I? How motivated am I? How desirous am I to reveal the truth of who I am? It's not a difficult process, but it is a decisive one. So I know a couple that's going through a very hurtful divorce right now, and it really plays out the dichotomy of what can happen in the different places we choose to stand. So right now, the wife in the couple is in a place of blame, threats, hurling insults, and she actually told her husband, I wish you would be more hateful back and less kind. It would make this a lot easier. So you can see that there is a locked-in mentality, right? A locked-in fight going on. And he has made a shift. I mean, he was in the fights before, but he has made a shift. And he's standing in a different place now. And he's noticing something about himself. He said with a lot of passion when I was talking to him the other day, he said, you know, when she said that to me, I said back, I don't have that in me. I don't want to do that because I don't see the point, he says, but I also don't even have that in me. And so there's a recognition that he's seeing about the truth of who he is. Yeah, I can say terrible things and I can be in a fighting mode, but I don't have hate in me. And I'm standing now in a place of kindness and peace evermore because he's seeing who he is. He's recognizing who he is, and he's then showing up accordingly. That's what happens in our lives, right? That's how it is. And, you know, the presence of kindness she is actually saying, it's killing me, right? But in a good way, right? It's killing that part of her, if you will. It's reseeding that egoic part of her that is fighting for its life. And if you are in the presence of somebody who won't engage in that behavior, then you melt into it eventually. You melt into the presence of love. You melt into the presence of kindness. Or you find somebody else to fight with, I guess, is another option, right? Eventually, though, you sink into what's really happening, which is what the Muslims sometimes say is the deeper meaning of the jihad, is the internal jihad. It's the internal war that goes on when the ego is fighting for its life. Now, it doesn't mean we really aren't saying killing. We aren't killing our ego. We're just giving our ego its rightful place. We're saying back down, stand down, step aside, and let the truth, the spirit, the fullness of who I am shine forth. And then you can take your rightful place and do the things you are meant to do to support me in the world. And so that's the dynamic that's being played out with this couple, that's being played out all over the world, that maybe is being played out in your own home in various ways or has been in the past. So you can relate to ways that you might show up either at times in the behavior that the wife is having right now or in that space of recognition of who we are. And standing, as I told him, you are being a peaceful warrior. And that is one of the most courageous, powerful roles you can take. To stand in the face of that kind of chaos and say, I refuse to bow down to anything but love. I refuse to be anything other than the very presence of kindness, the very presence of light, the very essence of love. And to know when we stand in that place, the transformation beyond our imagination can happen. That potential in ourselves and in the other and in the situation can be awakened far greater than we might have ever thought was possible before. So that's a dynamic that happens for us, or that can happen for us, knowing it's always an individual's choice, right? But if we are being that presence for another, or someone else is being that for us when we are in that kicking, screaming place, it sure can go a long way to help us find ourselves again, find our way back to who we are, with love and compassion for ourselves, even in that case. You know, hurting people hurt. I remember the first time I heard that, I thought, oh, right. It's such a good thing to remember, right? Hurting people hurt. And they really can't hurt us unless we let them. So when we are in that higher truth, when we are situated, standing in, anchored in that higher truth of our being, it's not really possible for us to be hurt. And that's where we step into this knowing it's not about me. And Don Miguel Ruiz said it beautifully in the Four Agreements. Don't take it personally. Right? Don't take it personally. It's such a good agreement to live with. It does not mean, however, we don't take responsibility. It doesn't mean that we just put everything on someone else and we say, I don't have a responsibility. I don't have a part in this. We, in fact, when we're standing in the truth of who we are, when we're remembering who we are, when we're one with that divine essence and presence, we are really clear on our responsibility, and we are really clear that it's not ours, that to not take something personally when somebody is trying to be painful, to not let their pain erode our joy and our truth. So, as we say, it takes two to tango, right? And so that's a part of that. But this friend and all of us, really, what does that mean? I mentioned peaceful warrior. What does it look like to be a peaceful warrior? Well, just once again, to remain calm and kind, be that presence, regardless of what is happening to us or around us. And to remember and to hold a greater, deeper truth about not only ourselves, but the other person in the situation. To stand in love. Because when we stand in love, what are we standing in? We're standing in that first principle, right? We're standing in the very essence and presence of God, goddess, divine, spirit, source, whatever you prefer to call it, the presence. We're standing in love. It's equivalent to all of those things, or whatever it is that is your favorite term, to know that you are in it, you are of it, you are being it in that situation, in your world, in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your life. We all have the moments of remembering, and up until now, we all have the moments of forgetting. The journey is about not forgetting anymore. The journey is about remembering who we are. That's the difference between all the ascended masters, all those who have become enlightened, and most of us who are on this journey, is that they just never forgot who they are, and who they always have been. So we'll see some examples of that. You know, when we step into this truth, when we connect with it, when we're in it, you know, when I had that experience with Carrie's workshop, I literally stepped into what felt like the golden Buddha. It was like my size became immense. My physical size became immense in my mind's eye. I was bigger than I could have probably seen up into the sky and out onto the sides. And I was in it. I was standing in it. I was becoming it. I was standing up taller and probably in my physicality, you know, because I was feeling it. And that's not all, right? Because we are always evolving. We are always expanding. This is the very nature of creation, of all aspects of creation, of all of us, of each one of us sitting here to expand and to expand and to expand. And when we have those moments where we see and feel and know and hear the truth about ourselves, there's no going back. It is an absolute non-negotiable. I am that I am that I am. I am the very essence of light. I am the very essence of love. I am tagging it to the earth. I am tying it to the earth. I am bringing it forth into the earth because I am here not only to expand my individual being, or you are not only here to expand your own individual being, but to share it, right? What's the last part of our mission statement? Yeah, but we don't just say we're expanding and living our divinity just because. We say in sacred service for all. In sacred service for all. Because to what end? To give it out, to help us all, to lift us up, to awaken the world, to create a different kind of experience on earth. It's already pretty darn good, and it can be amazing. And our lives are already pretty good, and they can be amazing. We can have lives free of dis-ease. We can have lives free of the kind of fighting I was talking about going on with this couple. We can have lives free of these kinds of grievances. I'm not saying we won't have challenges, because challenges come so that we can grow. Challenges come so that we can keep expanding out. That's life. That's what we signed up for. That's part of life. I'm not saying we won't ever feel pain again, but we won't wallow in our suffering anymore, because we could just unzip one reality and step into it, and suddenly we are the Christ itself. We are the Buddha nature. We are growing in size and immensity and vastness and bigness and completeness and fullness, because we have touched that which that we are in truth. And there is no limit anymore to that. There is no limit in the mind, in the body. We are limitless. We are without limit. I am free and unlimited. I've let myself out. Yes? And you're clapping because you know how that feels. Because we all want more of that. We see it, we glimpse it, we hear it, and then we go, wow, now I'm curious. Now I'm motivated. Now I'm desiring to live more of this spiritual journey, because I'm seeing as I live more of this spiritual journey, there's more of it to share, and there's more of it to experience, and there's more to remember, and there's more for me to be in this complete partnership with the essence of the God, Goddess, Spirit, Source, Divine that I am. This is really fun. It is really fun. Yeah. Sometimes I think, like today I was thinking, do I expect too much? Because, I was called into ministry. You all weren't called into ministry, but you were. You were. Not in this way necessarily, but you were, because you're here, because we're part of the soul family, because we're this thing called unity. What could be a better name? We have that old symbol. I love our old symbol. In fact, maybe we should bring it back. With the consciousness rising with the wings that look like the wings of Isis. And that's the symbol that Charles Fillmore came up with. And the name unity came to him in meditation. I'm not saying unity is the only answer, but it's a really good one. There's many answers. There's many paths out there. There's many ways to the truth. We just all happen to find this one. And so it's like, this is so fun. And so I guess what I really want to inspire, not expect, but inspire, is that you have the curiosity, that you have the desire, that you have the motivation to know more of who you are. Because the more you know, the more you see, the more you experience, you will be blown away at the possibilities of who, and recognition of what you really have come here to be and to do. And what is possible in your life. There will be no more time for this silly little bickering, this low-level stuff that we get engaged in all the time. We don't want to spend our time there anymore. We don't want to fetter away our lives with that kind of stuff anymore. We'll just be the peaceful warrior, be the one who puts a stake in the ground and says, I take a stand for love because I know who I am, and I take a stand for love in the midst of this chaos and this conflict and this war, wherever we are on the planet. That's the good that we have to share. That's the good that expands out into the universe. It touches every corner of this universe. We don't have to be present with anybody physically, because why? We're having a human experience, but we're a spiritual being. So our energy is powerful and potent out into the cosmos, deep into the earth, across all of humanity. When one of us wakes up, we all wake up a little more. That is good stuff, right? Who in this room is going to wake up a little more today? Yeah? All of us, all of us. And so it is, as we recognize, as we remember, it's you think about examples across the planet. It's like Nelson Mandela did things that you didn't think were possible, right? He was in prison, for goodness sakes, but somehow, somewhere along the way, he woke up. He awakened. He remembered who he was. And then he doesn't seem like he forgot, because it expanded out and changed an entire nation from apartheid and bigotry and horrible things, divisiveness that were happening to one another, to that era that was beyond apartheid to a place of inclusivity and harmony. Did it stay perfect? No, of course not. But there was this incredible experience of expansion that happened when one man remembered who he was. And we can be that one person in any situation, in your home, in your neighborhood, in the place that you work, in your community, and it will affect the whole world because it's all energy. It's all spirit. That's what we have to keep remembering. You know, Jesus said, I am in this world, but not of it. And I love that statement because he's saying, I'm here. I'm engaged. I am tethered to the earth. I am, subjected to the law of gravity, and I'm working every spiritual principle I know. Why? Because I'm not of it. I'm not of it. I'm not just third dimensional reality. I'm not just a physical body and a mind. I am so much more than that. So I'm not of it. I come from elsewhere. I come from something bigger. I come from the light itself. But I'm here, I'm engaged, I'm in it, I love every minute of it. I'm a part of the earthly reality. That's what we have to remember, to walk in the footsteps of this elder brother, this way shower that is Jesus, this ascended master who never forgot who he was. And that's who we are. This is what we're about. This is what we're doing now. Oh. Any day now, we're going to have some light language up in this place. Definitely next Sunday. For all of us here, our healing, right? You know, I think about my friends that are going through this divorce, and I think about the woman who's lost herself right now in this just absolute heartbreak, and all the stuff that goes with that. And what Jesus told Nicodemus, the Pharisee who came to him the night and said, how do you do what you do? And he went to him the night because his contemporaries couldn't know because they were threatened by Jesus, right? And it was the night because he was asking the spiritual secret, how do you do what you do? And Jesus said, you have to be born again. And Nicodemus said, what? Born again? I'm a full-grown man. I'm an old man. What do you mean? And to re-enter my mother's womb and be born again? But see, he couldn't understand the instructions beyond the physical plane. He wasn't recognizing who he was, so he couldn't see beyond just mind and body and physical understanding and third dimensional reality. And Jesus was giving him the secret teaching he had asked for. You must be born of water and of spirit. What does that mean? I think about my friend, and if she was washed over by the living waters of spirit, all that childhood trauma would go away. In an instant, all that would be behind her. And in that instant, then she could let go all of the defenses, right, that are up, and then begin to maybe even get a glimpse of the brilliant truth of who she is. In the presence of somebody who will stand in love, there is a much better chance that will happen. When we are born of water, the water releases. The water lets go. That's the element of water, right? It's a purifier. It's an element that releases whatever's standing in our way. And when we're born of spirit, we're that element of air, right? We're that element that knows it's so much more. It can fly. It's full of potential. And so that's what Jesus was telling us, was you must be born again. In a different way. You must understand yourself to be something different than only a physical being with a mental capacity. Because your mental capacity is so much greater. Your body is made of light and so on and so forth, right? So there are so many gems available to us, so many teachings and pointers from great teachers that have come before us that keep pointing us to the same thing. Recognizing the truth of who we are. But it will take your curiosity. It will take your determination. It will take your motivation. It will take a little bit of desire to know and experience and live more of your spiritual truth in your daily life. To be the spiritual being that you are here. Fully in the world, just not of it. So Charles Fillmore said, I am one with the infinite law of expansion. He's the co-founder of Unity. He said, I am one with the principle of never ceasing growth and development toward the fulfillment of God's perfect idea that is firmly fixed in all of creation. Divine law, he said, cannot be broken. Divine law is there. Spiritual law is there. These laws are available to us to work. These laws are available for us to align with. These laws are available for us to know. But they will take us saying, I'm curious about who I am. Are you curious? Yeah, all right. Let's affirm this truth, this law, and get to work. How about it? Together, I recognize who I am, and my divine essence expands into lived experience. And so it is. And thank you to all of you online who are remembering who you are.
Throughout that talk, I was feeling the overarching nature of the fact that since 13.8 billion years ago, when the Big Bang occurred, this has been an ever-expanding, massively expanding universe, and we live in that. And so that energy is like there all the time. And what Kristen did for us today is brought it down to the human level too, to the spiritual level, to who we are. And I appreciate that so much, Kristen. Thank you. You're up.
Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain today serving, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness. And now I'd like to invite Richard Flander to the podium.
Good afternoon, Unity. This is a brief history of Unity and Richard. One Sunday in 1990, I was sitting right in the right front corner in a chair with the altar there. The entrance was here. There's a balcony up there in our old church. Linda Webb Kaba started singing in this very room, There's Quite Enough Love. And at that moment, I knew I was home. In 2007, the board and I began Love in Action. Extraordinary stewardship became my mantra. And not only was Unity expanding, BGD was expanding. Our environmental requirements were expanding quite enough. I spent a lot of time traveling. So when I made my pledge for Love in Action, I started paying both what my monthly donation and LIA with bill pay. I made a conscious choice that whether I got to be at Unity on a Sunday or not, my desire to have this community thrive was my goal. Late in 2019, during the COVID year, I took Reverend Deanne's Metamorphosis class. And in 2020, my white stone word was lead. And what happened? I have found that being on the board is both challenging and very rewarding. I have been very blessed to have worked with such dedicated and wonderful members of the board. I've served on the ministers and staff of Unity, and the volunteers and people of this community. I leave you with one question. What extraordinary stewardship will you take on for our community? I'm grateful. Thank you.
I just want to say I've had the joy of serving on the board with Richard these past few years, and Richard's been a great leader, so thank you, Richard, for your time.
Thank you, Richard. Now let us open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack of limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to give financially to this community that are shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to avoid fees at the app's charge by setting up automatic giving, as Richard just referred to, through your bank's bill pay system.
I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to know the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to know the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to know the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. Sing along if you want. I'm already there, I'm already home, safe, already safe in my eternal soul. Already there, I'm already home, safe, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm there, I'm home, already home, I'm safe, already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul.
Yes, for the whole picture, the whole band. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we do. We match. We match. We are meant to be together. Well, as we just take in a moment of pause into our hearts for all the many miles we have traveled in spirit together this morning. Wow. The journey that we are on together, we are unstoppable. We have a non-negotiable, absolute understanding of the I am, the truth of our beings. And these gifts, we know, are monetary gifts that are filled with, in truth, our energy itself. And that they expand and expound upon everything that we stand on, our principles, our teachings, our walk. So thank you for all the givers, for all the holders of space, for all the servers. Let us bless this together, knowing that we keep expanding. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Shout out to my husband in the sound booth with all the dance moves and all, all of you guys up there. Oh, what did we do today? I had the Joy Makers today. That's our younger group. All boys. Yeah, I'm here for it. Any of the boys want to share what we talked about today? What did we do? We read a book. What was the book called? Say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Maybe. It was called Maybe. And it was a Zen book, right? And it was about, you've probably heard the story where something happens and the friends say, oh, that's terrible. And they say, the little girl said, maybe. And then something good happens and the friends say, oh, that's a wonderful thing. And the girl says, maybe. And so instead of going on this emotional roller coaster, she was very zen, she was very peaceful, and she just said, what'd she say? Maybe. So we're going to try and do that a little this week, especially going back to school. We're going to try and stay nice and grounded and just stay in that zen energy. And how about our Uniteens? Our Uniteen group was all girls today. Who wants to share? All right.
We learned about mistakes, and it's okay to make them if you learn from them.
And a huge thank you to Katie, who's with a couple kids back there, and Jody and Shayna for your time and energy today. We love you and we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, well, let's bless our children, our youth, our teachers, giving thanks for all of you. Together, children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right, please rise in body or spirit as we're going to sing our closing song, All Good, All Good. If you like to hold hands, let your neighbor know. Not everybody wants to hold hands today, so check in with people. Here we go. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy.
are the light and the love and the divine essence right now on the earth. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.